All right, I told you I would give you an update. So today was the second part of testing for neurodivergence. And this one, I don't want to say, in some ways it was better, and in some ways it was worse. So because I take medication, I had to go off of that for a few days leading up to it so they could get a better baseline read. And so the first test was puzzles, and we had to match the picture. We had these blocks, and you have to match. Anyway, I just started crying in the middle of the test because I could not figure out which way to turn the blocks. Anyway, so that part was bad. Then it got a little bit better after that because we finally started to hit my jam. Like, they finally started testing stuff that I'm like actually pretty good at, like vocabulary and people from history, like who's Martin Luther King Jr., which who was president of the United States during the Civil War. Where is the Sahara Desert? I'm like, yes, things that I actually know the answers to. So at least I left feeling like not an idiot, or at least better than when I walked in. Still exhausted. Definitely realizing that there's a reason that they make medication and that it is very helpful. And I know there's still a lot of people out there who are just like super hesitant about medication. Like, you should just be able to figure out the coping strategies to make things work. And the reality is that most people who take some kind of medication are already doing the coping strategies, and they've basically maxed out, and now they still need other resources. So if you're one of those people who are like really resisting it, I think I shared on TikTok another creator who was talking about driving a broken down car and realizing everybody else was driving Teslas, and if you need assistance, you need assistance. If you need some kind of, I guess I'm just frustrated with the neurotypicals. Like, after I finished that, and this afternoon I had to go to Menards with my husband to help him with something, and the people at the desk were just like, we were just like a bother to be there, right? And I was thinking to myself while I was standing there, I'm like, you know what? Us neurodivergents have to work so hard to learn coping strategies, to learn how to read situations, to, learn how to read the room. The bare minimum that a neurotypical could do is to like just use your manners, right? Like, could you just please, as neurotypicals, please, thank you. Would it kill you to smile every once in a while? I mean, we're accused, neurodivergents are accused of not smiling enough and being too sober. Could you just use your manners, right? Could you just do that? That would be really helpful. We're already, neurodivergents are already struggling enough to just figure out social skills, and it's not helping when you guys are just won't even do the basics, right? That you accuse us of not doing. Anyway, that's my after 6 hours of testing, being cranky about the neurotypicals in this world, making it harder for us to just live our lives. Anyway, so 2-3 weeks before I get the results, and they're going to do that via Zoom. And I guess I'll share that with you. And I don't know, I guess I'm feeling like normally I wouldn't get on here and talk about this kind of stuff, but like I'm 53 and I have 53 years of trauma of not having the resources that I needed. And I think to myself, where could I be if I had those resources? Where could I be now at my age if I had the resources that are available when I was 30 or even 35? And so maybe there's a 30-year-old or a 35-year-old listening and you're like, oh, I'm doing fine. Get tested, see a counselor, get the resources that you need. Because when you're 50, I want you to be better off than I am at my age. So I guess that's why I'm getting on here to say this kind of stuff, because nobody said anything to me, right? And I know we know more now than we did 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but holy cow. I guess this is me showing up saying, do yourself a favor and get tested.